Okay, but how do we make it fit, you say? How do I have my lesson bank and the lesson, the actual classroom lesson, in the same screen? So I'm going to show you the quick and easy how to change this so that it's not a problem. So here's your first one. Your first one is your classrooms tab. And what you want to do, you want to make it a little bit smaller, so just click on that line outside the border and drag it to a smaller size so you can move it around your tab. First step, have it in 2 different tabs. So if that's your problem, then you just have your one tab, you opened up your classroom lesson, and then right here you can click on a second tab and then open up your personal lesson bank. I would highly recommend having a folder, but check the folder video for that tutorial. Okay, so now that you have 2 tabs, then you just hold and drag it off, and then it'll make another tab. So that's what I've done. Those were the first steps I have. So now I have 2 different browsers, and the first one, you want to position your, oopsies, I got rid of the second tab. You want to position your first one. And what I always do is I always position this one right under, so that my student's picture is right under, you can't see it, but right under my camera. Because then if I'm looking at it, it's most aligned with the camera. So now that it's positioned with that, you want to drag it to the top so that the top line is where you want it, and then drag this to resize it to be the right size that you want. And I like it so that I can just see the stars at the top, and then I can just see the very bottom of the classroom. That's how big I want it. And then this one I drag over so that I can see the chat box, and sometimes I don't need the chat box. If it's a young kid and I know I'm not going to really be using it, then I will resize it so that I only see a glimpse. If someone's, like, if the firemen start typing to me or mom and dad starts typing, I can see it, but I'm not wasting my screen space on it. But older students, then I definitely would have it open. So anyway, this is how big I want this. Then I get my second one, and again, go to the border and scroll it down. And I put it so that the bottom is aligned with my bottom of my screen. And then I drag this out, resize it so then I can see. If you use Minicam, I do. This is where I fit my Minicam, where my picture is. And then right here is where, like, if I'm using like an external website to do rewards or something, that's where I put this. So normally I just have it about this big. So I'm going to do it this size in case you have a really small screen. My Mac is only a 13-inch, so it's tiny. And you can still make it work. So as you can see, this works okay, but it's still really big. So this is the trick that you want to do on Chrome, right up here, right? So you have your, like, browser URL spot. I'm sure that has a real name, but right at the end there are these 3 dots. You click on these 3 dots and this will pop up, and then you can do the zoom, and I go down to like 80 or 70%, because look, now it's even smaller. So now to have the same amount of space, or same thing that I'm seeing right at the top of the stars and to the bottom of the page, look, that's so much smaller, but it's still all the same. I can still have my lesson, I can still see everything, and the same with the collaborative lesson bank. I still want this pretty big because I don't want the text to be too small. So sometimes if I want it smaller, then maybe I'll just go to 80%, maybe. See, 80 seems small now. 90 seems good. So I zoom it to 90. And then when I have this, I can even make this even bigger actually below it, because all I need to see is, I need to see the lesson, and I just want to see the very top. I don't even need to see the lesson outline, but I can. So I have my lesson here, I can still do everything, and then I can see my lesson. This is River's class, so that would be the one I'd actually be using. And so then I can make it all fit. I can see everything, and I don't actually care about this once I'm in the lesson, so then I scroll over. So then all I'm seeing is the lesson outline, my in-class notes, and my lesson goals. These are the ones I want to see during class the very most, and then I can do that and see. And look at all this extra space I have. So I have tons of space that I could use Minicam, or my screen could be much smaller because this is a little bit bigger view presently, but that's how you do it. Just get those 3, put it that, resize your 2 browser pages, and then those 3 little dots, use that to access your zoom, and then just zoom a little bit so that it's not quite so big, and then everything can fit. Super easy. Quick and easy tip. Hope this helps. Have a fantastic day. I need to edit all the end of these, but I'm not going to. All right, bye guys.